I've made it everything nice and easy, okay? We're not going to be like opening boxes live on camera. This one, I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to try to pay attention in chat. How many of you guys have actually heard of this company? Grace Glove Company, okay? Check out the logo, right? The all black is like, it's pretty cool. I like it. I don't think I have any other like strictly 100%, like nothing on this glove is not black. Here's my problem. Take a look at that Grace logo, right? Take a look at that. I just don't love their branding. It's all very like stock, you know? And then the palm, like that palm, it's just a circle with a G. Not a huge fan. With that being said, leather feels nicer than I was expecting. It's kip, right? So it's a tank. It's very stiff. That dual welting, I'm actually a pretty big fan. I've talked in the past about how one of my 44s is dual welting, and it really makes a difference for like its longevity. It's a tank for sure. Anyway, with this, I actually like this thing way more than I was expecting. Don't know what Grace is. I see someone says they had that glove in tan. That's sick. To go, maybe mention how you actually like the glove itself. Does it play well? Upload more often, G. I should. I'm trying. Is the finger pad good? Finger pad is just the same as the rest of the glove. You know, sometimes companies have that like gel, like Rawlings used to do like the gel on the finger pad. It's just a piece of leather. It feels perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. I did just like barely start working on this thing because it's crazy stiff. I will say so far, looking at the pattern itself, maybe you can tell just from the video here, I'm quite a fan. A very good pattern. A lot of gloves, thumb is like awkwardly large. This is very even. It reminds me of a Wilson, if I'm going to be honest. Very even. It's got a little bit of like a round, like with the dual welting. It's good. I'm a fan. Let me double check for you guys. Grace. Oh, I didn't write it up there actually. I don't remember the exact price on these. I believe it's like 200 even. They also have custom gloves. So smaller company. Lately, I've been seeing them push Instagram ads. So you've possibly seen them through Instagram ads. If you're anything like me, it's like I'm scrolling Instagram. Hey, Grace Glove Company. They sent this out. So far, thumbs up, I guess. That's what I will say. Let's check back on the chat. What brand of glove has the best laces? That's a great question. Honestly, Rawlings is like really known for having like great laces. And I would agree with that. I think it is generally true. Simple answer, Rawlings. How do you get rid of finger wrinkles? Please answer. Hey, man, honestly, Cardi B12, good name, by the way. I don't fully understand what you mean by finger wrinkles because that could mean a couple things. Are you talking about the inside of the palm? Try to count again. I'll pay attention. Where on the actual glove are you talking about? Let's move on, though, you guys. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Better Baseball. You guys might know what this is already. Better Baseball. So Better Baseball is like a baseball website, okay? But they've been making their own, like, Shadow is the kind of like the name of the gloves. If you remember the glove that had like the red eyes on the web, this is like the 2.0 of that, okay? Got like that dude inspired fingers, right? I'm always a fan of that. Perforated leather, meaning there's tiny little holes everywhere. You can see shadow. The little red dot sight, that's cool. So they had like a see-through part on their other web. It's sort of like a trend thus far on their two models. That logo does like pretty cool, like a little demon looking thing. The bullets, though, that's what you're all paying attention to. It's sick. Now that's a sick look. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely wonder. Let me know. Has anybody witnessed somebody get kicked out or told they can't, not necessarily kicked out, but told they can't use this because of the metal little bullets? Obviously, like Shadow is making this, expecting it to be more of a shelf glove, but there's going to be kids who are going to buy it and try to use it because why not? It's a glove. But yeah, definitely a very interesting glove. And just in case you can't tell, this is like a shiny gunmetal. I don't know what you would call that exactly. It's not just like normal leather. It is shiny. It looks pretty sick. Yeah, you got the eyes in there. Overall, I mean, I think it's sick. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of making gloves look wacky, weird, and cool. I think it should continue. What is the best small glove brand? That is super hard to answer. There's a lot of really good ones, though. Here was one that I recently was thinking about. I'm blanking on the name. Oh, Yardley. Check them out. Yardley. I'm a fan. I've seen people get told they can't use it because of the idea of the bullets, not necessarily the material. Cancel me. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. The idea of the bullets. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying that's a dumb idea, though, that nobody should be told that bullets are whatever. That doesn't make sense. Most expensive. Mr. Milk. Mr. Milk just asked me, what is the most expensive glove I have? I guess that just brings us to our next glove. I did not bring like the actual packaging that it comes in, because it comes in like a really cool case. You guys, this is the Nakona Edge X. Feel free to guess away for just a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you already know how expensive these are, but oh boy, these things are crazy. So here's what I'll tell you. Leather on this is superb. I'm a really big fan. It's got these like nice thick laces. You can tell like a little bit soft, but they're thick and like durable, a little bit more similar to like the Rawlings style lace. I've had no problem with them thus far. I'm taking this break in a little slow because I don't want to ruin it. This glove costs $1,200, possibly more. So basically, let me show you. Can you see this one finger here? That is actually gator, right? Like legit gator, not a print, it's gator. And then this here, right? This like brown leather you see over here in the finger pad, that's actually giraffe. Now, it's insane. And one thing that is, a lot of people say, like I see a lot of people, I made a TikTok about this. People are like, wow, like I would never kill a giraffe for a glove. From my understanding, I can't like prove anything. They have like this like little thing that you can click on, like it's approved of. They're not just slaughtering giraffes and stuff like that. Yeah, anyway. Super, super cool though. The hand sewn welting is just like, it's something that's just really not necessarily been done, at least never like mass produced the way they're doing it. So instead of like a machine doing the stitching and the welting, somebody's just like hand and needle going like this. That's a major reason as to why it's super expensive. So I will say Nakona does a good job. I feel like they price these as fairly as possible. You'll see if there's no exotic leather on it, it'll be like $800, $900, $1,000. But when a one has a ton of crazy leather on it, it's going to be more like $1,000 to $1,500, sometimes even more like $2,000. But okay, so bro, the inside of the fingers get wrinkled and it's annoying. Okay, so there's a couple of things. One, I think that it might just be like sometimes if you break your glove in a little bit too quickly and things like that, like you're not, like you're forcing it to close. Sometimes you can do these like palm bubbles and the wrinkles. I think I understand what you're saying. Some gloves do get wrinkles. One of my 44s gets wrinkles and it's just there. It's annoying. The simple answer, usually you just can't do anything about it. If you are going to get it out, it's going to be from mashing the palm. So if there's wrinkles in the finger, like the inside, you have to hit it palm and try to like push it out like that to create more of like a bowl effect. Hard to do, usually doesn't work, if I'm going to be honest. Smell the glove. You're psycho. All gloves smell good. That's a fact. Okay, and the Nakona so far smells best, like by a long shot. Bro, what is your favorite glove out of all the collection? Don't make me answer that. That is such a hard question to answer. This, I'll tell you, like this is up there. This is absolutely up there. I mean, this thing's crazy. Big fan of it. But out of all my gloves that are more maybe like normal, like not crazy and weird, actually this right here, the MC26, it still stands out as just one of my favorite gloves. I think the 1787 is a very, very good glove model, as well as the 1786 and the 88. But yeah, I love this thing. Okay, so we can move on. Hey, Chris, I love you. Jeremy, very good to hear from you. I love you too, Jeremy. What glove is going to stay stiff for a long time? That's a good question. You have to, there's different variations. So like Heart of the Hides, some are stiff, some are not so stiff. Horween usually is quite dang durable. Specifically tan Horween is pretty dang durable. Look for tan Horween. Let's move on. I'm actually super interested in these. Tell me, I need you guys to say, oh, I've heard of this brand, never heard of it. I've heard of it and I've heard bad things. I've heard of it and I've heard good things. Stilo, okay? Let's open this up. Boom. So tell me, first of all, I mean, just what do you think of the look of this thing? I'm personally a fan. I always kind of like, that dude style. I'm pretty sure like Wilson's like the first people to really do that and do it well, make it look good. But anyway, Wilson kind of strayed away from it ever since Brandon Phillips, no longer exists in the MLB. Yeah, tell me what you think, you guys. One thing I can tell you, this is absurdly deep. I genuinely it feels like a fast pitch glove. It feels like a fast pitch infield glove. That's what it feels like. Bottom laces, please read. I have a 44. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at reading. Trying to keep up with you guys. But anyway, you guys, the Stilo. Here's one. We actually have a second one. So I'll keep this one right here. Like I said, really, really deep. And this pattern is also the same way. It's the same exact glove, just a different colorway. This one, in my opinion, looks fan-friggin-tastic. So this stuff, it's like, I don't even know what you would call that. It's sort of like the stuff on I feel like Jordans have that. Pretty like bland palm. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's just nothing going on in the palm. Dang, you guys, I don't know which one you would pick. I probably would pick the gray one, but both look pretty dang good. I'm seeing fire emojis. Awesome. Once again, can you tell how deep that is? It is super deep. I think this one is even deeper though. It's interesting. Makes me wonder why. And I want to be blunt with you guys. The leather itself, I'm not like super impressed by. I was expecting more from these. So these these range around like $360. Let me double check. Yeah, $360. Pretty dang expensive, right? For $360, you could be picking up a Heart of the Hide or a Pro Preferred. Like you're right in the middle there. So laces are, I can just tell you, they're not great. Okay. And you'll notice they're not great and they double lace the web. Now that's normal to double lace it right here, but they also double lace it over here, which that's not necessarily normal. So I think they probably just know that they have the not greatest laces in the world. That's not the end of the world. I don't want to make a huge deal about laces. Anyway, thoughts. Has anybody seen these before? I'm not seeing anybody make any comments about them, but what I will tell you, I'm very interested to do the full review on these things because I don't know, maybe once I'm actually breaking it in, I'll have a different opinion on it because they are incredibly light. This thing is incredibly light. And that is either impressive technology or just lack of quality. And that means it's really one or the other. So we'll see. We will see. Boom. I got to go gray all day. I mean, this thing looks so sick. That's Stilo. Little comment. Hunter Green. I believe he uses a Stilo, which is kind of cool. What color web does double welting 44 have? What? Maybe I'm dumb, but that question confused me. Let's move on. Oh, I don't know which one. Okay, the rest of them are so good. Let's go with this. Okay, Wilson, 1810. Really, really, really excited to do a full review. And Daniel Green, thoughts on Nakona gloves as a whole? Daniel, thank you for $1.99, my guy. Let me tell you, Nakona has very good leather. Okay. The shape of their gloves is a little bit off. That's one of my big things. The shapes of their Wilsons and Rawlings, very distinct and consistent shapes. Nakona, you're gonna have a little bit more of minor differences here and there between the same models. if you break it in well, like if I were to break in one of those gloves and really know what I'm doing, it's going to be a great glove. But that's where it comes in, where if you have like kids breaking in gloves, sometimes they break it in a little wonky. That's where it gets a little dangerous. But what I'll tell you, you are paying for an American-made product, and that's why it's expensive. You're not like getting more out of it. It being more expensive than a Wilson is not because it's better than a Wilson. They're really like pretty dang similar. It's like, I want to support American-made business. Boom, buy it from Nakona. I think it's really cool what they're doing. But yeah. Okay, what color web does your double welting okay. That one is navy blue. I get that question a lot. That's my bad, my bad. It is navy blue, just so you know. Now, hey, the 1810, what's his name? Mariners, awesome. They just signed him a big contract. I can't remember his name. They just signed him. He uses this, which is pretty cool. This is one of their newer models. It is a little bit, compared to like a 1799, it feels way longer because this is 12.75, but it absolutely feels like 13 inches. It does have that super skin on the back. Wilson seems to be kind of abusing super skin. Like they put it on like everything nowadays. I want to have more gloves that have no super skin. So when I'm like doing durability tests and stuff like that, it's a little bit easier to do. They're making it hard. They're making it hard. People like super skin, I think. So like that's part of why they're doing it. But I think it's also cheaper for them. So they probably love it because they're like, hey, it's cheaper. It's easier to break in. And blah, you keep buying it. So that's awesome. Anyway, the 1810, I'll tell you why I got it. It kind of didn't work out like I was hoping. I was hoping that this would be really similar to a glove over here. It wasn't. It's semi-similar, but really not that similar. This is a beautiful Mizuno. This one here. Okay, this is like the Ichiro model. This is also 12.75. Now, this is a big deal. It's from Haga, Japan. Now, this is like, I believe this glove was like $600. They sent this over to me. I'm honored. Thank you again, Mizuno. You guys are awesome. This thing is crazy. So here's what happened. There were 19 of these made for the U.S. specifically. 18 of them were given to the U.S. like, hey, sell these 18. And then they gave them a 19th as like a model, right? So Mizuno was like, hey, we have an extra one. Do you want it? So I have like the 19th. So super, super cool. Awesome. Here's what I'll tell you. This is one of the best gloves I own. Potentially the highest. I'd probably say it's the highest quality when it comes to just craftsmanship, the leather, laces, everything combined. Incredibly light. That's one of the big things. Like Ichiro kind of asked for like almost the impossible to be done by saying like, I want this to be very durable, sturdy, good leather, make it as light as possible. Because at one point, if it gets any lighter, it's because the leather is worse. So it's crazy how they end up doing this. Anyway, very, very satisfied with this. I just want you guys to pay attention to the way the thumb kind of goes down past the pinky, even just by itself. Like I didn't shape it that way. That's how it comes. So it makes it so that the thumb and pinky just naturally, when they close, they're like perfectly even. When it's like this, the thumb looks like it's pointing down, but when you close, perfectly even. So the 1810 has a pretty similar build. Can you tell the thumb itself angles down a little bit? A lot of gloves, they're close to that, but not as extreme. So when you close, it's a little similar. Overall, these gloves don't have like super similar shapes. They're close. They're pretty close, but I don't know if I'm going to actually compare them in the video. It was worth the try. Overall, I need to review the 1810 because I genuinely might like this more than just a 1799. And I love this 1799. It's an amazing pattern. Boom. I've done a lot of talking. Do I regret buying any gloves? That's actually a really good question. No, I don't. I generally love everything I have because I love it for like a reason. Sometimes I love it because it's kind of bad and it's just part of my experience of collecting gloves. I hope that makes sense. 44C2 models, are they any good? If you can, it's not much more expensive to just get the normal 44 Pro model. It's worth it if you can just scrounge up a few dollars, wait like one more month to make enough money to get the other 44 model. Don't get the C2s. They're not horrible. It's just not worth it in my opinion. The only reason you would want to get the C2 model is if it's specifically you need softer leather for youth players. Then it makes sense. Boom, you guys, we have 2 more. I'm super stoked because one of these is personally going to be my gamer. I'll do that one last. But here we go. Let's check this out. Rawlings. This is, I believe, like the 2023 color sync. Like it was one of the newest drops. Can you guys tell? It's like a geolocation. I don't even know what you would call that. It looks very good. Like it really does. It seriously looks fantastic. Look at the web. Really big fan. Small details, you guys. Small details make gloves just look 10 times better. We have tags on still. Logos, sorry, patches, leather patch. Big fan of it. And the wingtip. I'm sure you noticed that already, the wingtip pattern. So you guys, this is a Pro 200 pattern. Closing, like, look, I'm kind of doing this. That's 2 in the pinky. I ain't going to break this thing in 2 in the pinky because, man, that is going to be the deepest pocket in the world. That's often how Pro 200s are. So I'm probably going to go traditional. I'm really excited about this thing. Rawlings actually sent this over themselves. So thanks, Rawlings. You guys are ballers. There's, of course, no perfect glove, but Rawlings does a pretty dang good job. I will say that. My biggest takeaway thus far with this thing was that it actually has a little bit of a stiffer feel than some of my more recent Rawlings. Like every once in a while I get a heart of the hide in that I'm like, man, dude, this is this is game ready almost. And it's not an R2G. This is almost game ready right away. This one has a little bit more stiffness to it. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I'm sure I'm seeing fire emojis. Let's go. Oh, let's go. You got the Miami colorway for the Rev 1X. That's awesome. I need to get, actually, Rawlings, any chance you guys see this, send me a Rev 1X infield pattern. I really have heard like good things when it comes to infield pattern. I need to get that review done. Let's make that happen soon. Aria or Buckler? Buckler all day. Mostly, just to be clear, Buckler all day, mostly just because the price of Aria does not match the quality of Aria. One last glove. I'm definitely like, let's check time. How we doing? Okay, good. We're looking good on time. You guys have asked for this for so dang long. Okay, JL Glove Co. Let's go. The 44 dual welting is just a normal 44 pattern. Just the traditional one with dual welting on it. So you guys, oh daddy, this looks really good. I love it. You feel free to roast it. I know I love it. So they always have this like kind of cursive thing going on. I think it looks really good. The only thing I would critique about it, you can't read that. If you don't know what that says, you don't know what it says, right? If I know what it says, yeah, it says JL Glove Co. Anyway, the JL, it's like red on red, red on red. I think it's kind of a cool look. Boom, you can see pretty bland palm there. I'm always a fan. I like the blank palm. I don't know why. I always think it looks good. Now, I'm going to brag a little bit. The form is beautiful, right? This thing broke in super easily, but I want to hear comments from you guys. If any of you have had a JL before, this is one of those gloves. I just mentioned it with like how you can get a heart of the hide and it breaks in like one day. This thing broke in like 15 minutes. I'm slightly concerned about its overall durability. What I do know is right now it feels great. I really have very few critiques other than the fact that I'm concerned about longevity. Laces are great. Leather feels great. It's comfortable. It's double. Fingers feel like barely, they don't necessarily feel thin. They just feel soft. Like, look at this. Can you tell how easily I'm able to kind of like push it around? That's my main concern. We're going to have to tell with time. Man, time will tell, I guess. Anyway, super stoked about this thing. If you can't tell, this is navy blue and then like the aqua welting and then obviously red. And palm is aqua. So I don't know if they call it aqua, but you get the point. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. I'm not done just yet. Let's stay for the chat, but I just want to say thank you. You guys rock. I really do love that I get to do this full time. Greatest job in the world, so thank you guys. Let's get to some questions and just like pound these out because I'm horrible at reading things fast, so I'm really bad at doing it while I'm doing everything else. Let's get to it, you guys. What's a good second base glove? check out my website. I've said this a couple times already, I think. ballgloveking.com. I have like my recommendations. Wilson 1786. And then if you want a smaller glove, because that's 11.5, check out Wilson 1788. I don't get paid by Wilson or Rawlings or any glove companies. I'm just telling you the facts. It's a very good pattern. And then Rawlings Pro 200, also a very good pattern. So what you have to pay attention to is it should say like Rawlings Pro and then 20 and then like a different number, Pro 204 or Pro 206. Look for Pro 20 something. Boom. What is your favorite sunflower seed flavor? The Taco Bell. I forget what it's called. I love those things. Also, the Takis flavor, very, very good. But traditional flavors range. Size for first base glove varies. It depends on your size, but a pretty average is 12.75. Got a Vapor 360? I don't, dude. I've only ever seen those at like stores. I've never actually bought one. What glove do you think looks the coolest? Simple answer, Rev 1X. The fact that you can just print anything. Wilson is following suit. They're doing super skin where they're like putting crazy prints like the Savannah Bananas. If you pay attention to any of that, they're doing crazy gloves for them. So anyway, I'm a really big fan of like using synthetics to just print whatever you want. I think that's sick. How do you prevent palm bubbles? Let me show you my guide. So palm bubbles will come when, let's say this is a brand new glove and I'm just squeezing as hard as I can when it's not ready to be squeezed yet. So what you have to do, rather than just squeezing it right away, you need to loosen up the leather first without squeezing it. So do things like this, mash it with a ball or something. You have to make it so that this big thing here in the palm is loose. It's really all of this on the inside that's still stiff. Another big one, rollovers, throw a ball into the glove and then collapse it on the ground like this. So you're going like that while catching it. Makes a very big difference. Sorry if that was super loud in the mic. How do I feel about Marucci? David, I see you, my guy. Marucci makes great, great gloves. They've never sent anything out to me, and I do a lot of work with justgloves.com, and they don't get a lot of Marucci gloves on their website. So I've actually just kind of like, it's kind of just snuck through the cracks. I've never done a Marucci review before. I need to because I really am a big fan of them. Check out some more questions. What is the best 44 color combinations? Dude, that's up to you, my guy. I have no opinion, honestly, because that's one of my, I like following 44 because you just always see crazy color combinations. It gives you inspiration to make something of your own. How do I feel about 44 Obsidian? I feel like if you really, really like the way it looks, go for it. Other than that, it's not, I wouldn't get it. Is there a difference between Sarna glove conditioners? Actually, I should have at least one of them right here. Here's what I'll tell you. Yeah, there's a small difference, but the only difference is texture. So it's not just like a different bottle, right? It's that I find it easier. Here's what I'll tell you. If you know that you're going to like have your conditioner just like at home, I would get this one. This is my preferred one. Sorry, the light makes it hard to see. This is my preferred one. And then this one, if you know that you're keeping it in your bag, get this one. Okay, this one, it's not going to ever like open and spill out. This one kind of just has that chance, right? Just the type of bottle it is, it has that chance of just opening up. It's everywhere. So it's kind of like, I prefer this one, so keep it at home, or this one for on the road. I have the luxury of having both. Can you please do a video on the Pro MP5 M13? You're talking the Manny Machado model. I know I won't be able to do that anytime soon. It might happen in the future, but not anytime soon. SSK review, you guys, I still have an SSK and I haven't done a review on it. It has to happen soon. I am sorry. I originally was going to have Eric Sim kind of chime in on that. It just fell through and didn't happen. We'll try to make it happen. We'll see. The 574, I agree with you. It is such a great glove. I am a big fan of it. For those who don't know, it's the Rawlings style from 44 Pro. So it's a 44 that has more of a Rawlings Pro 200 style. Great glove. What do I think is the best Catcher'S mitt? Okay, so I own an All-Star and I can feel the quality. It's great. It's not broken in yet, but it's great. And I know from a lot of catchers who have experience actually catching, really, 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 really like the All-Star. With that being said, I've heard good things about the I'm gonna forget the pattern name. It's Wilson's like Dustin Pedroia model where the palm is slightly thinned out. I've heard good things about that one. Okay. And then Rawlings Catcher'S mitts overall, they're pretty dang popular. When you just look at catchers in the MLB, Rawlings is predominant. Any plans for an Under Armour glove? No, actually, I don't plan on that. Under Armour's not like, they kind of make gloves just because they know they can make some money off of it, but they don't seem to be like actively trying to be a part of like baseball and make gloves, at least not here in the US. So I don't plan on that. But yeah, anyway, best second base glove on budget. That's a great question because budget is different for everybody. So some people call budget like $100. Other people call budget $200. So 44, if 44 is a budget for you, like 200, I'd go with a 44. Now, 150 price range, Rawlings Gamer XLE, one of the best $150 gloves that you can get. I'm a big fan of it. Check out my review on that. It actually is great. And then under that, that's where I honestly recommend, rather than trying to buy new, look at eBay and Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, and see if you can pick something up for like 100 to 150. Sometimes you can get like Gold Glove Elites for like 80, 70. I've gotten them for like 50 and 60 bucks, brand new. So just keep your eye out. Boom. Let's see. How long should it take to break in my Rev 1X? You guys, this is a question I actually struggle with. How long should it take me to break in blank glove? So for me, like this took me like quite literally less than 10 minutes. Okay. And it's like this, like now I'm just not going to do anything with this until we're out practicing and playing games. I'm using it for slow pitch softball. Anyway, a lot of people will take maybe a few weeks to get it to where I got it. It's like I am super aggressive when I'm hitting it, and other people, they maybe think they're being aggressive, but they're not hitting it really that hard. So here's what I'll tell you. It would take me probably 2 or 3 sessions to get that thing like practice ready. And a session is usually like 15 minutes of like really just on the ground in the basement, just going crazy on that thing. So maybe in total, close to an hour of like full on going crazy and hitting it. Just to get it like practice ready, because there's a big difference between practice ready and game ready. My brother picked up an 80,000 offered up for only $90 and maybe 2 seasons. Yeah, exactly. $90 for an 80,000. That's awesome. That is awesome. You cannot go wrong with that. I love to hear that. I'm scared to go hard in my gloves. I totally understand. The only reason you should ever, like, as long as you have something that is safe for the glove, so you see me use like mallets and stuff, if it has a hard edge, it's not worth it. You're going to damage the leather. As long as it's a blunt object, you're good to go, bro. On Wilson, what is rolled and flat binding? Oh, so I wonder where you heard that. That's like pretty specific. Okay. Here is the binding right here. Wilson does this thing where they basically, it actually looks a little weird, but the stitching makes it so that it has less of an actual bump on the binding. Technically, it's safer for your finger. It's a very small detail. I'm surprised you actually know what that is. That's pretty minor. Anyway, it's a very small detail. It basically just saves your finger from getting bruises. So don't ever like not get a glove for that reason. It's a very small detail. Favorite Bible verse? Romans 8:31, my guy. I used to get on a ton of my customs. I really don't design my customs very often anymore because it's easier for me to just tell companies, like, just send me something you have in stock. That's actually what we did with JL. I didn't design this. I was like, hey, do you guys have anything in stock? Because I just need a glove right now. How long does it take for a 44 to get delivered? I cannot tell you how many times I've been asked that. It's hard to wait, dude. I totally understand. On average, I don't know. Maybe it takes, I would say count on it being like 2 months, and then hopefully you're surprised by it being sooner. Sometimes, depending on the time of the year, it just takes a long time. But I'm about to wrap up, you guys. Let's see. What do you think of the Wilson staff? Wilson staff is great. I've heard very good things. I've never actually owned one. So I have very trusted people, though, that I know love it. So I have high regards for it. Thoughts on custom Rawlings? I will tell you this. Custom Rawlings and custom Wilsons. Yes, they cost quite a bit. but they are pretty dang good gloves. So I talked about A2000s being not super trustworthy. Stock A2000s have been kind of like skimping on just quality. I've heard that from a lot of people, and I've been able to witness it myself. If you get a custom A2000, it's going to be great. That's what I can tell you. Custom gloves, they put effort into it. They're great. I love you guys. God loves you. Have a wonderful day. I truly appreciate you guys. It's going to take me like 30 seconds to figure out how to shut this off. So it's going to be that awkward silence. So just, yeah, deal with it.